What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, Mongo Slade is a multifaceted individual with different variations of his personality. See, when he's in shape and playing basketball, he reminds me of Mongo Slade, with the fashion sense when he shows up at events, looking sleekish compared to his more punchier, persona, Brick Ross. That see, Brick Ross is when he's playing, but he's out of shape. When he clearly has been indulging in Trill burgers and milkshakes and alcohol and more alcohol. But right now, because I foresee him pretty much not playing for anybody this season or for most of this season, and he's going to be on pure party mode, and he's going to be struggling to stay within a circumference of 45 inches on his fucking waist. I mean, he says he's going to stay in basketball shape, because he, doesn't anticipate he's going to play for the Sixers. He says, and I'll put a link to his article in the pinned comment in the comment section below. He doesn't anticipate that he's ever going to be able to repair his relationship with Daryl Morey. So now I christen him Swish Farley, which is a pun on Chris Farley. Because as we all know, Chris Farley was one of the funniest motherfuckers in the 90s, but his demons got the best of him, So that's what I think he's going to devolve into. If he don't play basketball, man, he's going to look like a fucking meatball, a human meatball with a beard by December. Swish Farley. I think that he's going to look like, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets in trouble, arrested a couple times for, disorderly conduct and cussing out police officers, smacking fans, and looking like a bloated ass goddamn fucking fat ass chocolate gumball and shit. But I don't know, man. I just think this is the decline of James Harden, man. I really do. I think this is the decline. I think that he is really miscalculating his career right now. He's not a superstar. He does anymore. He doesn't see it. He still thinks of himself as James Harden. He can give himself outs. Like, hell, remember, he was still playing like James Harden as recently as the bubble. But he put on 35 pounds to get out of Houston. And, that particular year, during the, when we had the pandemic and all of that, I don't think he really trained like he normally used to during the off season. And even his training regimen is pale in comparison to other stars. But he's on the wrong side of 30. And I don't think he's ever recovered from that weight gain. He lost a step. They've done, experts. They've looked at footage of 2017-18 with the Rockets, and they look at his first step now, and he's lost a step. Even when he looked better at the beginning of last year, he still wasn't the same James Harden, but he had made some changes. Mongo Slade had made some changes in his game. He wasn't shooting the ball as much. He was mixing up his shots. He was shooting some mid-range. He was posting up at times. But he got back to playing like the lazy James Harden. And those bad habits are hard to get rid of. They really are. And at this point in time, like Kendrick Perkins said, man, he's more of a liability than an asset. And when you become more of a liability than an asset, do not want to deal with you. Even if you are talented, even if you're a talented player, your reputation starts to precede you. If you become more of a headache than teams want, they don't want to deal with your ass. Remember, the Bulls saved Dennis Rodman. Rodman wasn't finished, as he would clearly show, leading the league in rebounds 3 more seasons. But he was becoming a headache. And by 1999, when he was declining, but he still could get you, if he was out there motivated, he could still get you 15, 16 rebounds. He could clearly do that, even as he was approaching 40, because he kept himself physically in great shape, but he wasn't dependable anymore. And all the other shit that the baggage had to deal with this guy, the mood swings, when he wasn't available, he's in Vegas, when they're on a road trip and he's not available. Well, teams got time to deal with that shit, and teams ain't got to deal with James Harden's bullshit anymore. Especially considering the fact that he seems to want to go to a contender. If you're a great team, or if you're a team trying to build some chemistry, why would you put on your roster the guy that can kill chemistry and have a negative effect on your younger players? But James Harden doesn't see this. I see it. People that know basketball see it. So, I hope James Harden, a.k.a. Mongo Slade, a.k.a. Brick Ross, a.k.a. Swish Farley, I hope that he gets comfortable in China, because he may have to depend on them for salary. And, I don't know how dependable it is in China. I know they're a communist regime over there. They have a capitalist system, but they're a communist regime. I know a lot of those players who play overseas say, sometimes, man, you play for some organizations and you don't get paid on time. You're supposed to get paid on the 15th, and you go to the management like, where my check? And they're just like, well, it ain't got here yet, and you got to wait a week, 2 weeks. Some of them said they don't even get paid. They didn't even never get fucking paid. So, James Harden, I'm telling you, bruh, think about what you're doing right now. Really think. It feels good right now because your bank account is full. But think about the future. It's business. It's business. You don't have to like somebody to work with them. But anyway, what do I know? I'm just some nigga that make videos on YouTube.